A web designer friend of mine launched a client's new site on a Friday. Clean, fast, beautiful. By Monday, the client called. The site doesn't feel like us. She'd spent 12 weeks on it. The client had approved every screen, and still, it doesn't feel like us. Here's what went wrong. It wasn't the design. Welcome to The Real Place. I'm Milton Flournoy. Today, we're talking about the one conversation web designers avoid and how that silence costs them money, time, and repeat business. Today's truth, web design projects don't collapse because of bad design. They collapse because the designer and the client never agreed on what the website was actually supposed to do. In Lean, we call that work that doesn't move you toward the customer's real need waste. 12 weeks of beautiful design built on a misunderstood requirement. That's waste. All of it. And nobody wins. There's a difference between a website that looks like a business and a website that works like one. I'm going to show you how to find that line before you ever open Figma. In Lean, before you touch a process, you go to the source. You talk to the people closest to the work. You listen before you build. Web designers skip this step constantly. Most clients come to you saying one of three things. I need something more modern. My competitor's site looks better than mine. I just need a refresh. Every one of those is a costume. Underneath it is a business problem. They haven't named it yet. Your job isn't to take the order. Your job is to surface the real requirement, what Lean calls the voice of the customer. Three questions that do the work before a single wireframe is drawn. Question 1. What decision does this site need to make easier? Book a call, place an order, trust you enough to give you their email. Every site has a primary decision. Name it. If you can't name it, you don't have a brief. You have a guess. Second question. Who's arriving and what do they already believe? A cold visitor from Google needs something completely different than a warm lead your sales rep just sent. Same URL, wildly different experience needed. Designing without knowing this isn't creativity. It's rework waiting to happen. Question 3. What does success look like 90 days after launch? Not the day of. In Lean, we measure outputs, not activities. A launch is an activity. 90-day conversion is an output. Tie your definition of done to what the business actually needs to see move. Interior design firm boutique 5 years in, good word of mouth. They come to you. We want a new website, something elevated. Before touching a tool, we do what Lean calls going to the Gemba, going to the source of the work to understand what's actually happening. Walk me through how a client actually finds you today. Answer: 90% referrals. Instagram does the heavy lifting. The website is where people go to confirm a decision they've already almost made. That one answer changes everything. This isn't a discovery site, it's a conviction site. The current design is treating every visitor like a stranger, but most visitors are already half sold. The site is doing work the customer journey doesn't need and failing to do the work it does. That's a classic Lean finding. Effort in the wrong place, gap in the right place. Revise brief. Lead with a single cinematic image. Because the client is arriving here doesn't need an explanation. They need confirmation. The about page becomes the most important page. That's where the trust closes. The contact form feels like a beginning, not a transaction. Same budget, different conversion, different conversation first. The waste wasn't in the design. It was in the discovery that never happened. Designing for the client's aesthetic, not their customer's behavior. The owner is not the end user. Their customer is. In Lean, we call this confusing the internal preference with the external requirement. They are not the same. Designed for the person making the decision at 11 p.m. on their phone, not for the owner who will never see it that way. Letting scope creep live in the filling gap. When clients say it's not quite right, but can't explain why, they are giving you feedback on a discovery conversation you never had. Undefined requirements don't disappear. they become revision cycles. Cause those defects, you're building rework into your own process, celebrating the launch instead of the outcome. Launch day is a milestone, it is not a result. In Lean, the metric that matters is the one tied to the customer's actual need. Build a 30, 60 day, 90 review into every engagement from the start. That's how you close the feedback loop and how one-time projects become retainer relationships. The best website you'll ever build won't be remembered for how it looked. It'll be remembered for what it did. Did it bring the right client? Did it close the hesitation? Did it make someone feel like they'd finally found the right person? Here is your challenge. On your next discovery call, before you share your portfolio, ask this: what do you want a stranger to do within 30 seconds of landing on your site? Let the silence after that question tell you everything about whether the client is ready to build or whether you need to do a little deeper. I'm Milton Flournoy. This is The Real Place. Design with purpose or design in circles. I'll see you on the next one.